Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. I am an intuitive reader, a manifesting coach, a Reiki practitioner, and a life path guide and mentor, here to help you along your awakening journey so that you can co-create the life of your dreams. I have an online community called Awaken Your Magic. It is a wonderful place to be. All like-minded souls. Your soul tribe is waiting for you over there. So click the link below. Join my community where you get these teachings, you get free readings, you feel like you're inside of something that's really special. So go ahead and do that and then come back to this video. So in this video, we're going to talk about 3 more signs that you know the universe is testing you. And these 3 things actually are the tests. And the universe does this because it wants to refine us. In my community and in my readings and in my coaching sessions, I talk about soul refinement, and we are always being shown where we're not healed, where we still need to do work, where we have to attune ourselves to the vibration of love, compassion, and forgiveness. Because in my mind, a manifesting journey is being a good person and then having the red carpet rolled out for you. And then everything in your life is just so effortless and easy. And anything that's on that red carpet that is not a match to you gets repelled, right? So it's not even on the carpet. Your carpet gets rolled out and people kind of come up to it to challenge you, and they immediately get repelled because your energy is so amazing, but you have to get your energy there. And that's what I teach in my community. So go head over there. But anyway, in this video, these signs and these tests are really important for you to understand because it can kick you off the journey. It can pull back that red carpet and you can feel stuck in suffering and pain again and stuck on the loop of living in the old matrix, the old 3D life. We want to be high vibrational, leaving a mark everywhere we go. So the first sign or the first test that you might experience is loss. You might lose somebody in your family. You might lose your job. You might lose a piece of who you are in some way. Maybe it's a pet. And I am so sorry if anybody has lost a family member or a pet or anybody in your life. I've dealt with grief my whole life, and it's been really, really hard for me. I lost my daughter. I lost my dad. I lost a boyfriend in high school when we were in college. And it's just so wild how grief, consistently resurfaces in my world. And I think it's because I wanted to come here to learn about compassion, because my grief taught me to be so incredibly compassionate, because I could walk up to somebody and they might have just lost a parent or just lost a sibling or just lost a pet. And it is so important for us to speak gently, to give them a hug. Maybe they don't even know what they need. And we could be that one person that kind of fuels them with good energy for that day, for that moment. Certain students of mine, I used to be a teacher, certain students of mine would just compliment my jacket that I was wearing or my hair. And they had no idea that I was feeling suicidal the night before, because I put on this persona that everything was fine when it wasn't. So on a manifesting journey, when we are going through loss and grief, it is a part of your manifestations, because manifesting is living. It's a way of life. We're not just talking about manifesting material things. We're talking about changing our lives and being the co-creators in every single moment and minute to ask for more, to create a better life so we're not in suffering. And grief can really keep us in suffering. So if I can help you see that your grief, you're allowed to go through that grieving process. It could take 6 years. It could take 10 years. It could be a really long time. But at some point we have to choose and say, okay, right now I feel sad. I don't want this to last for 5 hours. I still want to live life. I want to go live for my loved one that passed away. So that energy is creating space in your body. So believe it or not, grief is a really beautiful thing, because guess what it does? It digs a hole so deep in your body, in your heart, that it creates space for more love, more joy to come through. Where before, we're filled up to the brim with just the mundane life, all of a sudden we go through a heartbreak and our heart shatters into a million pieces. But guess what that just did? It just opened up space for us to feel more, to see more, to experience more. After my loss of my daughter, I just looked at all moms and I just was like, wow, like I just love their connection with their kids. I just had more love for the mother-daughter connection, where before I didn't even think about it. So it's wild how grief and loss can be really good on our journey, because it breaks us into a million pieces, and it's painful and it's hard. But in that beautiful process, it becomes a gift, because we build connections with people that we wouldn't expect. We become a little bit more vulnerable. We share our feelings and our emotions. We become brave to talk about our losses in front of people. And we just keep growing and evolving. And that space that was created was making space for these connections, for these opportunities, for more abundance, for more love, for more experiences. So the first test that the universe throws at us is a loss. And it's not even like a test to see, hey, or how are you going to handle this? It's more like a process. Okay. It can be part of the process to lose something right before your life changes or a manifestation drops in. And we just talked about losing people, but it could just be losing items. It could be losing a job. It could be losing an opportunity. Say you thought you were going to get this promotion and then you didn't get it. But that rejection was redirection because 2 weeks later, there was another offer with a company that has better morals and better values. So the universe didn't give you that promotion because it wanted to move you over here to something better, but you just can't see it yet. So you have to experience that loss, that rejection to then trust. It's a test. Are you going to trust that something better is coming around the bend? The next two tests are kind of similar, so I'm going to do them together. The second one is when a manifestation arrives for a short period of time and then it gets taken away from you. So for example, a couple months ago, and I shared this in another video, but I have a mindfulness program that is out there being sold to schools and after school programs all over the US and Canada. It's 30 videos, 30 minutes long, and it's teaching kids about manifestation, about meditation, being mindful, being loving, self-respect, self-love, how to stand up for yourself. And it's for 3rd grade through 8th grade. And it's being sold in so many schools. I'm so proud of it. So I got a voicemail a couple of months ago saying that California was about to receive a grant to purchase 1,000 copies of my program. And that would be a huge manifestation for me because I want to reach so many kids. I have on my vision board that I want to reach millions of kids. So every time a sale comes in, I do the work and I add up how many kids I'm reaching. So 1,000 copies, that means 1,000 different schools or programs that these teachings that God spoke through me to these kids would be in. So, and then I also was doing the math because I'm like, cool, this will be extra money for me. How much am I going to make? And then 2 weeks later, they said California didn't get the grant. And I was heartbroken. I was like, no, why would that happen? Did I do this? Did I lose this manifestation? But I believe that maybe it just wasn't time yet. I think there's more things that I needed to learn and I needed to do before that got out there. And I've seen some things come in regarding money, like maybe if I were to get $5,000, maybe I wouldn't save it. Maybe I wouldn't take care of it. And the universe is like, you know what? And this is going to be the second test, is the universe is like our parents. It's saying, hey, I'm going to give you this brand new bike, but if you're going to leave it out in the rain every single night and not take care of it and bring it in the garage, then we're not going to give it to you. So it's kind of similar to that. Maybe the universe was like, Michelle, this is going to be a big chunk of money, and maybe you're not ready for it. Maybe you haven't healed all of your beliefs around money, and that's why it didn't drop in. So I had to go back to the drawing board and rewrite my beliefs. I had to tell the universe that I feel safe receiving this money. I will take care of it. I will nurture it. I will nurture myself with it. I won't overspend it. And I had to really go within and ask myself, why didn't that happen? And I believe it was a test because it made me better. It made me self-reflect and see, wow, why didn't that drop in? Now, what action can I take moving forward so that it can drop in the future? And who knows, maybe my programs weren't meant for those schools at this time. Maybe they wouldn't be received. Maybe the person hitting play on them wouldn't hit play. You know, sometimes I used to be a teacher. I know how this works. A lot of times they would prompt us to share things with our students and teachers would not do it. So maybe the universe knows this and maybe it's like, oh, that's not the right niche, or that's not the right program, or that's not the right time. Those kids maybe aren't ready for it just yet. So I also have faith and trust in that. So the first test is you get your manifestation and then it gets taken away because the universe wants to make sure that you're really going to nurture it. So think back in your life, in your reality, did anything drop in and then maybe you lost it? Really look at yourself and say, wow, I called that in and I also repelled it. Another thing it could have been was not feeling worthy, me not feeling worthy of having my teachings out there. Maybe there's some deep wound in me that's saying I'm still scared to be seen. Because, you know, I've been through sexual abuse, I've been through trauma, I've been through physical abuse as a kid. So deep down, for me, being seen means getting hurt. So there might be a very, very deep subconscious belief in me that says, wow, if I'm in 1,000 schools, I'm really going to be seen. And maybe I'm not ready for that. So I also had to rewrite those beliefs, and I did. So I'm hoping that any day now I'll get the call, but I'm sharing this for you because our beliefs are everything, and our reality is reflecting our beliefs. So the fact that your reality is not allowing that manifestation to stay is a test to see, what am I still telling myself? What is deep within me that I can't see? So it's a blessing when these tests are happening. And the last test is very similar. So the second one is something comes in, it gets taken away. So the third one is getting like an 80% version of your manifestation. So say you're dating somebody, right? And they're like 80%, they're almost perfect. It's a test. The universe is saying, hey, are you going to settle for the 80%? Or are you going to pull your energy back and say, this isn't what I asked for, universe? I'm going to hold the line and I'm going to wait for the 100%. We have to know our worth, and we are not here to settle. When we're on a manifesting journey, when we're spiritually awakened, the universe wants us to have the best. It wants us to be with the people that will push us to grow. It wants us to have the job that's going to fulfill us and allow us to express our gifts. And we have to be open and say yes to things, but sometimes things come in and they're not quite it. And it's a test. So you hold the line. If something doesn't feel right, you honor that in your body and you pull your energy back and don't engage in it. Because a lot of times I like to see it as there's two stick figures inside of a bubble. You're one and the person you're entertaining is the other one. Well, they're taking up space in your bubble. So you have to remove them from your bubble to create space for that 100%er to drop in, or whatever the manifestation is. It could be a person, it could be money. Maybe you're manifesting $50,000, but only $25,000 comes in and you're like, where am I going to get the other 25? Hold the line. You're going to receive that 25 and be super, super grateful, but you're going to say, I trust that it will come. The next 25 will come. Here's a quick little story. One of my spiritual teachers kind of got duped and she lost $5,000 with some sort of deal that she was working on with her company. And the guy pretty much just took the money and ran, essentially, electronically. And she didn't freak out. She said, you know what, universe, I see you. I'm going to have faith in you. I know you'll bring me back that 5,000 from him or from another place. I trust that that will come back to me. Maybe that person needed it, but I know that you're going to replenish my fund because I need that back. And I trust that you'll do it. Within a week, I think it was even like the next day. I'm not sure. I forget the specifics. I'm pretty sure it was like within the week, the guy brought the money back. And it was like unheard of. But it was because she was being tested. You know, the manifestation was there and then it got taken away. So we have to learn to have faith and trust and not freak out when something gets taken from us. We have to trust that it's going to come back. Okay, so don't forget these 3 tests: loss. And I'm so sorry if somebody lost somebody or a pet. Side note, when you lose a pet, it can be really, really difficult because pets are like pure unconditional love. And when we lose a pet, you know, they've never hurt us. They've never done anything bad to us. So it can be really, really painful if you've lost a pet because they are the purest unconditional love. And that loss then creates space and it's opening up your heart more so that you can receive more love and give love in a deeper way in the future. So that pet or that person has gifted you the gift of becoming a deeper lover. Okay, so just see that as creating space for you to be a better person and become more compassionate and more loving. And then the second test is when something drops in and then it drops out. And you have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, my beliefs are not in check. I need to revise. And then the third one is you get like a sliver of your manifestation. You don't get the whole thing. And sometimes we have to choose to not settle and wait for the best, or we take what's given to us and we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know more is coming. All right, lovies, I teach all of this in my online manifesting community. It is so fun. I get to see other people sharing their angel numbers, their synchronicities, and it's just a website filled with goodness, and it's private and it's wonderful. And I do free readings in there. So if you feel called, click the link below. It's also in the comments. Come join the magic and become the magical co-creator that you came here to be. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.